This is Justin Simpers with another edition of Life Stories. So, I'm going to touch base with you guys today and going to share a little bit more about myself. Right? Kind of my journey and how I got here. And so, I firmly believe, looking back and reflecting, oftentimes is a good thing to do because it's kind of, building blocks on who you are, how you got here, and, your journey with everything that you've had happen in your life, And I've had some interesting things happen. And so I'll share with you guys another story. And this is the story of my Subway franchise. And during my boxing extravaganza, I shared before, my dad was in an elevator accident and he was suing the elevator company that had some faulty equipment. And, he wasn't working and I was working, and I remember I'm angry. And now look, we're not rock bottom poor. I'm not homeless or anything like that, but we were definitely lower middle class at that time. A lot of people around me, they had things that I didn't, and that's fine and great and dandy. And when I was a kid, I had a lot, and then I had nothing. So it was just a roller coaster, right? So I remember I was sitting at a Burger King and my friends were eating, dinner, and my dad actually sent me a page. And for those of you who remember, pagers and whatnot, I had one. I didn't necessarily pay for it. That's a long story in of itself, but I had a pager. So my dad texted me 911, and he called me and he's like, we just settled on the lawsuit, and it was a significant settlement. So, I'm literally just turned 19 years old. I was started college and working, and it was a life-changing event. And so, he gave me a big portion of that settlement, to do something with. And, I immediately consulted my best friend, and, he had a settlement actually from getting hit by a drunk driver. And so we put our money together and we sought to open up a business, and it was a Subway franchise is what we ended up settling on. And as 19-year-olds, went through an extensive interview process, like 5 or 6 with the Subway Corporation, and made our $10,000 down payment for the franchise rights. And we were the youngest owners of a Subway franchise in the history of the company at that time. So, went to, Milford, Connecticut, did Subway training, and then, worked at a Subway store with a guy we knew that, showed us the ropes, and took us 3 years, about 2.5 years. We opened on right after my 21st birthday, but it was a process, finding the location, building it out. We opened up our own store and all this and that. And so we did it in Burbank, and, we were obviously very young and trying to get this business off the ground. And I literally went door to door, trying to make it happen, and, sell and offer, package deals. We'll deliver to you. And so, our sales, started to do pretty good. We were open for 2 years. It was a bit of a struggle because you're like, well, we were working so much at the franchise, like literally sleeping there at times in cots and just really, really working so much to take control of this business. And food service is not exactly an easy business, especially for a bunch of kids. But anyway, so 2 years after we opened, my partner and I, or Donald, we were talking to each other, and it was, like one of those things where like, well, we're working our, rear end to the bone for $35,000 each a year, maybe, right? And so, we were looking to sell at that time, and we're taking entertaining offers and stuff. And so, I'll never forget, we actually had a deposit check to sell our store for several $100,000. And we were thinking that we could get more. Well, I think a week or two after that, the city of Burbank decided to build a wall around the 500 or so parking spaces behind our store in Old Town Burbank. And all of a sudden, no one could park by our store. Our sales went from, $1,000+ a day down to $250 a day in a heartbeat, like that. Starbucks, you know, all these companies, Starbucks, it was World's Gym, you know, Super Crown, all these places were in a class action lawsuit against the city of Burbank. We didn't have the time or the money to wait it out. Sold our store for pennies on the dollar and ended up with about nothing. And just like that, everything went away. And I'm here to tell you that, yeah, I've had some ups and downs. Moral of the story is, pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and you can do it again. Anyway, thank you so much. Have a nice day.